Avengers, Assemble. Welcome back to Sanders Presents. I'm Greg, and if you're enjoying the content we're producing, please consider following that link in the description below, patreon.com/Sanders Presents. Assemble with us on our Patreon and sponsor the content that we're producing here. We have two tiers available on our Patreon, a $3 tier and a $5 tier. At that $5 tier, become an Avenger Premium member. Your name is added to Avenger Memorial Hall of Fame along with these other lovely, wonderful people. In addition to that, the Avenger Premium tier, you get access to our regular monthly comic drops. Thank you all so much for your support and for your sponsorship. It helps immensely with the channel. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you. So we're going to get right into it. We've had some time away from it, and I always feel like it's better in terms of discussing Marvel's Avengers that it's best to have some perspective, or at least try to have some perspective when a new patch or something comes out. Let it kind of settle in, see how people feel about it. I think we've had that. I do. I think we've had that, so I think it's time to to look at it. So this is about getting your perspective, improvements, bugs. If depending on how the comments go, your DMs, your emails, just kind of depending on the feedback I get, that will kind of determine like if we break it down further and really dial in on specific topics of the patch. Because again, I kind of go in terms of my Avengers, in terms of my Patreon community. I kind of go where I like to I like to feel it a little bit. I like to grip it. I like to make sure we're all on the same page and we're enjoying these conversations and that we all have something to say. So it's a bit of an overview. This is a pretty light one because again, it's about getting in your mindset, getting your perspective. So patch 2.3. Obviously, a lot of it is about onboarding new players. A lot of this is built around, in terms of war table adjustments, Nick Fury, all these kind of things. It seems to be a lot about onboarding. It seems to be a lot about, initiating new players into it or a new, making new players feel comfortable, which is interesting. But I could speculate on that, but that's for another time. So in terms of bugs, in terms of fixes, in terms of things you've noticed before the patch and since the patch update, what are changes you've noticed positively? What are changes you've experienced that you're happy with? What have you found and discovered? How has it positively impacted your experience? Then on the opposite side, how has it negatively impacted your experience? And this goes into if it's a purposeful change that you don't like, and then at the same time, going off of that, bugs, problems with the game, things that didn't happen before that are happening now. Because let's get a sense of that. Let's get a feel of that. Have you noticed new bugs? What console are you playing on? Xbox, PlayStation, PC. What are you? Have you experienced new bugs, or have old bugs gone away? And like I said, we might do a patch 2.3 bug video, or at least a bug question video to kind of see if people have seen stuff fixed, if they're no longer experiencing something, certain bugs or really game-breaking, really destructive bugs. And again, it's the same thing. It's going to be kind of a feeling, just getting a feel for the community and what everybody wants to talk about, what people are actually engaged with in terms of talking about. Because in terms of the Avengers, obviously it can be all over the place. I know everybody, and I get it. Everyone has a different perspective on Avengers. That's fine. Everybody has a perspective on it. The fact of the matter is, the game hasn't been shut down as of the recording of this video. In terms of my data mining, there's still active development going on. We know about the progression of the heroes. We've covered it very thoroughly. So I'm still going on that perspective. It doesn't look like we're not going to see anything this year. So this seems to be a first step toward content. And obviously, that's a good thing. That's a positive thing if you're still playing Marvel's Avengers. And the goal here for this video is to get an understanding from the community on patch 2.3. Very often, us as consumers, we get talked at, right? We're not in focus testing. We're not in charge of focus testing, and we're not people that are being focus tested. We are the consumer. So we get talked at. We read the news, play the game, play the update, what have you, and we experience it that way. Removing Reddit from the conversation, removing Twitter, and removing all of the social media from the conversation, which can be incredibly skewed with bots and with unbelievable amounts of negativity and hate and death threats, and getting out of all of that and just trying to handle this in a capacity how you would actually behave. I know, unheard of. And also just getting away from the clickbait bullshit that permeates every corner of this fucking internet. It's about getting a sense of the player base. If you're playing the game, your patch 2.3 experience. In terms of the onboarding process, if you're a new player, and that's something different too. That's something that interests me. I have a lot of thoughts that I don't want to put into this kind of overview video, because I think it'd be better to be compartmentalized to have that discussion so that I could get the appropriate feedback in terms of a conversation that I want to have, versus it being a footnote in this kind of overview video. And I'm working on ideas. I've got some bullet points. I have some ideas. Some of it will, though, kind of the direction will sort of go in, look at, in terms of what people actually want to talk about. What people want to, kind of engage with, and I'll look for that feedback from my Avengers and from all of you, and we'll approach that accordingly. But I do have a couple of bullet points for things that I do want to discuss that will be their own videos for, but again, that's me, what I want to discuss, and this isn't about that. This is about your feedback in the comments. So again, no trolling. This is you actually playing Marvel's Avengers, because if your statement is, I dropped the game, I'm not playing the new patch, that's not really important. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It's weird that it's weird that people are still engaging with the content. I mean, which again, you do you. I don't see what you gain from just obsessively following something that you're not even playing. But yeah, I mean, if you got the time, Mac, if you got the time. So, overview of your experience. That's the point here. This is about you. An overview of your patch 2.3 experience. Again, I'm going to comb through them, because if anything, if there's an interesting bug or something interesting stands out, again, expect that to be a topic, because I want to see how it compares to my experience. But I don't want my experience to color the first time we're talking about this. So this is all about you, baby. All right, to my Avengers, thank you so much for your support and for your sponsorship. Again, please consider, if you are able, to visit our patreon.com/SandersPresents and sponsor our content today. All of these links are available in the description below. In addition to that, you can join our Discord. We have an invitation link down there. And finally, my debut novel, 89 Instrument of Destruction, is available to order from Amazon, and you can pick that up today. So thank you all so much for watching and for being a part of this conversation. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share our content with your friends. It helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms, and we are recommended by 9 out of 10 doctors. That one doctor was an asshole, though. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a marvelous day. Bye, everyone.